101.7.
Today's best music.
Hi, this is Jordan Sparks.
This is Kid Rock.
Hey, what's up? This is Three Doors Down.
Hi, this is Susie McNeil on today's best music, The One.
Hey Midwestern Ontario, it's Meredith from your afternoon drive show here on 101.7 The One, and I've been talking about my desire to get into theater recently. If you've been listening to my show, you would know that. Next week I happen to have an audition lined up for a play in Hanover, but I have no idea what to do for an audition, so luckily we've got these really great friends in Blyth, part of the Blyth Theatre Group, including Eric Coates here, and they're going to help me get ready for my audition.
Y'all ready?
That's the plan.
That is the plan.
For the first question is, I don't even know what to do for an audition. How does one audition?
Well,
Picture a lot of like this.
yeah, that's actually the opposite of what we want to do. So we'll take you through the whole process. Here at the Blyth Festival, we audition literally hundreds of people a year. So it's something that I'm really used to, and I will do my utmost to stay awake.
Perfect. We're going to turn me into a superstar.
Superstar, here we go.
Okay, so we're pretending that I'm walking into my audition right now. Well, hello there. I'm here for my audition, sir. I've got my headshot and resume, but I don't really. I need to work on getting that.
It's a total disaster already. You have to come in and introduce yourself.
Oh.
It's like a job interview. Remember, first impressions, Meredith. It's all about first impressions. Let's go back to it.
I'm going to take my headshot and resume back.
There we go. Very good.
Good afternoon. My name is Meredith Geddes, and I'm here to audition.
Meredith, good to meet you. I'm Eric Coates. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. So, you're interested in auditioning for this show at the Blyth Festival. At the Blyth Festival. Tell me a bit about why you're interested in the show.
Well, I've always been interested in theater, and I've heard lots of great things about Rope's End.
Rope's End by Douglas Bowie? In fact, this very play?
Yes, it's true.
What an extraordinary
I'm beginning to
coincidence.
think one should have read the play probably before going to an audition, yes?
Absolutely. So you've got a scene here where
Yeah.
Marissa is telling Toby about her jerk of a husband, right?
Right.
And Brett is the jerk husband. So what we would do is I'll have you take a seat back there or stand beside the chair, it's a
Okay.
little farther away from me, and read the scene to me.
All right.
Okay.
This is gonna be good. I feel like there's a lot of passion behind this scene. Anyway, give the guy credit. He agreed to go as long as he had a week in Scotland first playing golf. So I went on ahead to Florence and wandered around the museums and churches and sipped my Orvieto classic.
Meredith.
No, this is good.
She's not from a trailer park. Come on, let's start. And no offense to our good friends who live in trailer parks, but you know what I mean. There's a certain stereotype that she's hitting. Let's make her a little bit more upper middle class. Maybe she was a teacher at one point in her life. Okay.
All right.
Very good.
Sure. All right.
Try it again.
And then Brett arrived, and it sounds petty, but just the little things he would do would bug me. He'd order pizza, and he would say it wasn't as good as Domino's, and
Honey, the kids are going to leave the classroom if you talk to them.
No, not that either.
Just bring it down. A little more natural. Don't insult
so
my
much.
intelligence is what I'm saying here.
Okay,
Please, thanks, again.
not so much. Okay, got it. Toning it down. We're gonna take it down a couple notches. He'd call the waiters senor and senorita, and on top of
Can
it
you
all.
please go back to the beginning of the piece?
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Toning it down, taking it to the top.
This is professional theater.
Sorry, I'm not feeling very good about myself right now. All right. Anyway, give the guy credit. He agreed to go as long as he had a week in Scotland first playing golf, so I went on ahead to Florence and wandered around the museums and churches and sipped my Orvieto Classico and listened to street musicians in a kind of golden haze of delight. I just felt as if I'd come home. And then Brett arrived, and it sounds petty. But I was toning it down.
You're toning it right down. You're right down to you're toning right down to nothing. But actually, it's getting better in a strange way. Just do it again.
Really?
Yeah. Really, that's acting is actually more about doing less.
Okay.
The truth is, the less you do, the more you just believe in what you're saying, the closer it's going to be to what the writer wants. So now, just read that to me as though I'm your closest friend in the world. I'm somebody who you absolutely trust. someone in the play, they haven't seen each other for a long, long time, but there's a deep, deep connection. And it's that moment where she suddenly goes, I can tell the truth to someone.
Okay, so you're like my friend.
I'm like your
you're like
close
my buddy.
friend. Yeah.
You're like my buddy.
Your buddy?
Okay.
Your buddy, but a buddy who you haven't seen in a long time, so suddenly there's a freedom to let go a little bit more.
Okay.
Just do it for real. Just read it to me like I'm your best friend in the world.
All right, like my best friend. All right, I'm gonna talk to you exactly how I talk to my best friend. All right. You anyway, gotta give the guy credit. He agreed to go as long as he had a week in Scotland, dude. You gotta check this out. I went on ahead to Florence and I wandered around the museums and the churches and I sipped my Orvieto Classico and listened to street musicians, which, P.S., were really awesome. I'm kind of in a golden haze of delight and I felt, you know what I felt like? I felt like I'd just come home. That's how I talk to my friends. Is that good?
That's, you know what? It's actually closer to what the feeling of the piece should be.
Oh, wow.
Even though you're messing
You're
around
like,
in bed.
but not really.
Not really. Close. We're close. I know this is it's your first time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy to take you on the journey. Just do the second part of it like that. So you've told me you went to Italy with you were completely invested in this, and then it turns out what happens?
I feel like maybe I might finally get it this time.
Okay.
I feel like I got it. You're like my buddy, but you're not quite super buddies.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then Brett arrived. And it sounds petty, but just the little things he would do would bug me. He'd order pizza, and he'd say it wasn't as good as Domino's. He'd call the waiters senor and senorita. And on top of it all, he was positively squirming with boredom from the moment he got there. We lined up for an hour to see the David, and I just knew he was thinking, what am I staring at some big naked guy with a slingshot when I could be on a golf course somewhere?
She got the part.
In all seriousness, I want to thank you, Eric, for your time today and actually teaching me a little bit about what I'm going to have to deal with next week. And for giving us your time. I mean, could you tell us a little bit about the Blyth Theatre some more as well?
Sure. This summer we have 4 Canadian plays coming up that are about as different from each other as they could possibly be. We're starting with a play called Hometown, which is actually 6 short plays.
All right.
Each one written by a different playwright from across Canada.
Okay.
So it's a really interesting project. We asked all these writers just to write about what the word hometown means to them.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
yeah, it's not going to be your typical night in the theater.
It's going to resonate well with people around here too, I think.
Yeah, and hometown means different things to everybody.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Second play in the season is Vimy, which is about the Battle of Vimy Ridge, and I'm really excited isn't the right word. I'm really honored to be doing this play because the Blyth Festival takes place in Blyth Memorial Hall, which is a war memorial to the soldiers who fell in World War I, and that's exactly what this play is about. So a very powerful piece, and people are getting really interested in it already.
Okay.
The third play in the season is Roxanne.
Hey, we get to see this little ditty done properly.
And it's a great date play. It's a beautiful love story. It'll make you cry. It'll make you laugh. This is one for everyone. And the last play in the season is Early August, which is another comedy, and it takes place backstage at a small theatre company in rural Ontario. And,
sounds familiar.
Yeah, and it's brand new, and it's very much about us and what we do here. If anyone ever is curious about what life is like in the theatre, this is the show for them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is there a website people can go to find out about this and grab tickets when the time comes?
BlythFestival.com.
Perfect, thank you.
Simple as that.